Welcome to today's webinar, everyone. My name is McKay Allen. I am Marketing Manager at Log My Calls, and we're excited you're here today. And we're excited for the topic today. It's Google Maps, which is, I'm sure, why we have a really good crowd today. It's an interesting topic, especially for businesses that want to have a local presence. And so we're excited that Daniel Henry's agreed to present to us today. He's certainly an expert in this space. He's pioneered the technology that has really been instrumental in getting businesses listed on the first page of Google. These guys do a great job, and we're really excited Daniel's agreed to join us today. Before we just jump into the content, though, we do have a few house cleaning items. First, if you do have questions during the webinar, and we do encourage you to ask questions about the content, just type those into the question bar on your GoToWebinar screen there. And at the end of the webinar, I'll read a few of those to Daniel, and he can address those as they come in. At the conclusion, I should say. Also, I do want to make sure that we extend to you our webinar offer. That's a free 30-day trial of our product, Log My Calls, so you can track the effectiveness of your marketing. How many phone calls is it producing? Try it risk-free for 30 days. Just go to that URL right there and use the coupon code DAMNGOOD, because our mascot is a beaver and beavers build dams. It's a bit of a stretch. And then our webinar next week, I think, is going to be extraordinary. We have probably the foremost SEO pioneer on the web, Jan Rogernud, who he was doing SEO before SEO was cool, if you will. And he's written several best-selling books. He's appeared in the New York Times, USA Today, Wall Street Journal. His expertise is widely known and well regarded. He's going to specifically focus on SEO for small businesses. So some of the webinars we do are focused toward marketers, some are focused toward agencies. The one next week will be specifically focused on local marketing, local SEO. So we're excited for that, so I encourage you to go. And the URL, actually, I should have corrected that. It's actually logmycalls.com/webinar-series, webinar-series. So with that, I do want to turn the time over to Daniel. Daniel, I appreciate you coming today, and I appreciate you guys doing this. We're excited for today's presentation.
Thank you, McKay, and thank you, Log My Calls, for the opportunity to do this. So a little bit about myself and SEP Connect. I'm one of the co-founders of SEP Connect. We've been working on the technology now for the past 8 years. A lot of you might not be familiar with what SEP is. It's search engine placement. Not to be confused with SEO or search engine optimization. Once again, been working on the technology behind it for the past 8 years. We specialize in organically getting businesses on the front page of Google, utilizing some proprietary technology to do so. It's a lot different than SEO, and it has a financially guaranteed results as well. If there are any questions or for a free consultation on anything that we go over today, you can feel free to please call Peter Eels. Jot down the phone number. The slide will be available at the end of the presentation as well. A little bit more about SEP Connect. Last year was a great year for us. We showed a 500% growth rate, so a lot of tremendous success with that. We have a placement success rate of 87%. That means 87% of the search terms that we try to get on the front page of Google actually end up organically on the front page of Google. And we have over 36,000 keywords now on the front page of Google. Today's agenda will consist of ways to get you on the front page of Google, especially in regard to Google Maps. Why Google Maps are important to you is it is a free tool that Google actually offers. We're going to show you some of the tricks and secrets to setting up your own Google Maps. If you are an SEO company and your form of SEO, or you claim SEO is getting businesses on the front page of Google utilizing Google Maps, you probably aren't going to be too happy with this presentation, because we are going to expose a lot of the secrets that you business owners are paying hundreds of dollars a month in Google Maps. We're going to show you right now for free of how you can take advantage of these secrets that not everybody knows. And we're going to show you how to publish the Google Map listing. And if there are any questions that you have after the fact, we can also help you of getting found on the front page of Google. With over 70% of people that do search for products, or services doing that on Google, it is very important for you to have a Google presence. Now, there are certain ways that you can get a Google presence on the front page of Google. A few of those different ways, of course, are the paid advertisements that you can see up here. You might be more familiar with paid advertisements being known as PPC or pay-per-call or pay-per-click AdWords, perhaps. It's very easy if you want to be on the front page of Google for a keyword such as car wraps in a certain location, or plumbing, or HVAC. You can very easily get a hold of Google or an affiliate of Google and pay to get on the front page of Google utilizing PPC. Each keyword that you choose does have a certain monetary value, meaning every time somebody clicks on your listing, money comes out of your account. Let's say sewer line repair is one of those keywords that could run you about $0.25 in your in any different location, whereas an attorney service, a divorce attorney, something to do with real estate, we've seen up into the hundreds of dollars per clicks. They yield about 1 out of every 7 clicks that happen on the front page of Google, but it's guaranteed to get you there. Down below, you can see natural results, which we like to call organic listings. Now, let's not confuse the organic results with the maps that we are talking about today. Knowing that organics yield a high percentage of the clicks that are happening on the front page of Google, you can use traditional SEO, which does cost a lot of money. It does not guarantee that you will get results. You can also use directories such as Yelp or Yellow Pages that are starting to get into the online organic placement pages, or a company like us using SEP, Search Engine Placement Technology, that has a financial guarantee with their presence as well. In addition, and the big thing that we'll be talking about today is Google Maps. So let's look at where the Google Maps end up. They do occupy a great part of the real estate that happens on the front page of Google. As you can see, at times this does happen right below the PPCs or the pay-per-clicks, the AdWord campaigns, and at times there are organic listings that do pop up above the maps. Why people like to use the map listings is because it's usually a relevant search in the area that they want to market in for the search that they're looking for. Now, one thing that I want everybody to be clear on with the Google Maps is you can utilize Google Maps without having a website, okay? You can utilize Google Maps for free, and today we are going to show you the tricks and secrets that we've learned through the years, going to expose those tricks of how you also can utilize Google Maps to get on the front page of Google. One more thing that I do want to show is if you note the bubbles or the teardrops A, B, C, and D, you can see that the top 3 are an upside down teardrop, and the bottom one is just a circle, and some of you might have wondered why that happens, and I'll tell you why that happens in just a few slides. So moving on, how to actually set up a Google Map listing is very simple. You need a Gmail account, you need a physical address, and you need a phone number. If you have those 3 things, we can show you the secrets to ensure that you are getting exposure on the front page of Google. Now, once again, you do have to have a physical address to do this. So once you go to the Google Places page, you put in the email that you would want to be associated with your Google Places or your Google Maps. Google Places, Google Maps, same thing if you hear me jumping back and forth between the terminology. We are going to show you how we set up a Google Places page for forest air conditioning or forest air. Now, what you would do is you would go to the Google Places page that it prompts you to go to, say the country that you are associated with, and put in a phone number that's associated with your business. You plug in your phone number and you hit Find Business. Now, if your phone number is not associated with anything that's ever happened on Google Places before, it'll prompt you to a bare bones blank screen, populate your phone number as you can see in the main phone number screen, and then prompt you to put in the accurate information. Now this doesn't happen too often unless it's a new phone number. If you're a business that's been in business for a couple years, you will have not a bare bones page like this because Google has extracted and found your information one way or another. How Google Places or Google Maps was originally built was they extracted all the yellow page data. They put all of this into the Google Places page. If you're a business owner, you probably received some mail or something with a 5-digit security code on it, a postcard, or perhaps you got an email prompting you to go in and what's called claim your listing. A lot of people did do that, but that was all they did with the Google Map page. And then companies start to call you and ask if you would like your page optimized and claim to be SEO companies. And then you're paying essentially for a free service that you can do yourself. Now, if you plug in your phone number and Google has already claimed that listing or somebody's claimed that listing, they have you associated with that listing, then you can go in and see that Forced 1 Hour Air is already associated with this phone number, and you can edit your profile. Now, if you see that that is the wrong information, then what you would do is you would add a new business listing. Now, we know that Forced 1 Hour Air does not match up with the address that they have, so we know that this isn't the listing that we want to create for this Forest Air Conditioning Repair Company, so we would go add a new listing. Now, when we add a new listing, all of this information that we would see coming up on the next slide would be completely blank, and you have to fill in the information. Now, the number one thing, and here's the first trick that we are going to show you of how to optimize and get better results utilizing the front page of Google or the Google Maps, is the company or the organization. Now, where you see the blue arrow pointing to is where you would put the name of your company. Now, the name of this company is Forest Air. Now, as a consumer, I'm not too sure what Forest Air means until I get down to the description of this business, nor does Google when they come in and start to extract the information. So I want to put the number one search key term part of my name, and I'm sorry, if you like Forest Air, you probably want to put in conditioning behind that or conditioning repair to maximize the results. And we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So we would pop in Forest Air Conditioning Repair. Google puts a lot of clout onto this, and so will the consumer when they're looking for this. So that's the first trick. Match up your number one keyword with your title. And usually we see this. If somebody's a plumber, we usually see AAA plumbing. If somebody is, operates a hair salon, we usually see that keyword within the business. It's something that they've learned through savviness. Of course, the phone number populates in with the main phone number. You put in the street address and all of the necessary information. Now, remember one thing with Google Maps. If your address is in St. Petersburg, Florida, that is the only place that you can put in your information for a Google map, a brick and mortar location. It doesn't matter if it's your business, and it doesn't matter if it's your home address. If you have a business and a home address, well, guess what? You can utilize both, and we'll show you how to do that as well. Now, if you do put in your address as St. Petersburg, Florida, you have to remember that now that you look at your servicing area, that the majority of your business is going to come from St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, even though you operate within a 25-mile radius, the majority of the people that's searching for your results are not going to populate up in Tampa. They're going to populate in St. Petersburg. Now, if you want to operate in Tampa, you have to have a brick and mortar location and an address to utilize the Google Maps. Using SEP Connect or search engine placement, it doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar location or not, we could get you in Dallas, Texas if you live in New York. So it's one of the advantages of using a company like us versus a Google Places. The next thing is the website. Once again, you do not need a website to utilize Google Maps. If somebody calls you up and they say that you need to spend $5,000 to create a website and they are going to optimize that and they're going to get you on Google Maps, well, guess what? You don't need that. But when you use a high-powered platform like SEP Connect that's going to create these already optimized platforms for you, you're pretty much coattailing on our success already and our optimization. So when we take one of the billboards that we've created for a company and we generate that into the website, now all of a sudden Google's already recognized our name. We've already have a relationship knowing that the information that we put up is accurate. You already have a supercharged engine backing your Google Maps. And Google Maps and organic, they all work hand in hand with each other, so you know. The next thing to talk about would be description, but we want to jump ahead and talk about the categories and the keywords. Now, if you don't have a pen and paper handy, get it handy, because here's another trick that a lot of people don't know about the Google Maps. Why we jumped ahead to categories is because we want to put the categories and the keywords that the companies want to be or the businesses want to be associated with in first, and there's a reason behind that, and I'll get to that in just a second. Now, Google allows you to put in 5 separate categories, but they make you only put in one specific Google approved category. So once you put in one specific Google approved category, which would be air conditioning contractor, and you submit that, you're free to put in 4 keywords, not Google recommended categories, of your choice. Now, knowing that air conditioning contractor is a very rich keyword, what I want to do now is put in other keywords that are associated with this. And when I'm thinking, I want to put in a keyword that somebody would actually Google to find the services that I provide. 1 category, 4 keywords. Knowing that air conditioning repair service or AC repair or A/C repair and AC service are the top search key terms in Florida. Those are the keywords that I want to optimize for. Now, how do I know that these rich keywords are some of the top ones? It's very easy. We can go to a Google pay-per-click page. We can see what the most searched key terms are, and those are probably the ones that you want to utilize. If you're a plumber, you probably want to put in plumbing contractor as your category, and underneath you want to put in plumber, plumbers, plumbing, because those are the most searched key terms. Now, why we jumped ahead and used these keywords prior to doing the description is the next key component of what we're going to talk about, which is matching up the keywords with the description, matching it up with the title that we provided for this client. Now, when you write your description, you want to make this very keyword friendly and keyword rich. Okay, not to be confused with keyword stuffing. This is a big secret here. When you write a description, you want to write it as if somebody were to come in and look at your description and say, this is exactly what I'm looking for based on the search that I just performed. Now, in turn, what Google is going to do is they're going to cross-reference your title, which is forced air conditioning repair, with your keywords, which is all about air conditioning contracting and air conditioning repair, with your description. This is probably one of the biggest secrets that we can share with you. Matching up keywords with description with title. Okay, it's a triple threat right there. So let's read this description. At Forest Air Conditioning Repair in St. Petersburg, Florida, we strive to bring you the best air conditioning service. AC service is very important, especially in Florida. So when your AC is down, call us now. Now, as a consumer or as Google, what jumps out to us based on this description? Air conditioning repair, air conditioning service, AC service, and AC is down. Now, with this description being very keyword friendly, it's a no-brainer of who I'm going to call for my air conditioning needs. And it's a no-brainer once Google comes in and extracts the information, what they're going to do is see that the keywords, once again, the description and the title all match up with one another. Now, your service area locations are as followed. If you are a brick and mortar location and your clients come to you, say you're a hair salon, yes, this business serves at my location, you would hit yes. If you're a plumber, an air conditioning repair person, a roof repair company, you would hit yes, this business serves customers at their location. No, all customers come to business location. Now you can put a servicing area, once again, 25-mile service area for St. Petersburg, Florida. Now once again, that's going to show that St. Petersburg, Florida is your central location, but you do go outside of that radius. Somebody's office is in St. Petersburg, they live in Tampa, they search in St. Petersburg, they're going to see that you still do business in Tampa. Now, don't get excited that you can actually increase this service area up to 600 miles. Doesn't mean that you're going to come up on the front page of Google in those 600 miles. More than likely, you're only going to come up within the area that you are targeting. Now, up above is another little trick that we wanted to share. Do you remember at the beginning of this presentation when I told you to notice the 3 teardrops at A, B, and C? And one of those teardrops, D, actually was a circle. The reason that that was a circle is because in the green arrow, the company chose to not show their business address on their map listing. When you check that, that means that if you are a plumber that operates out of your house, or this air conditioning company operates out of your house, that you do not have to put your home address all over the internet for everybody to see. In addition to that, if you have 2 phone numbers, now you have 2 addresses if you have a brick and mortar location. Now you're able to create a map listing in St. Petersburg, Florida based on your brick and mortar business location. And without showing your home address in Tampa, you could also create a map listing to utilize the front page of Google without doing so. A few other things to talk about before we get to questions are hours of operation. If you do not want to specify your hours of operation, you can click my operation hours are, or I prefer not to specify my operating hours. If you're a hair salon and you work from 8 to 5 Monday through Saturday, make sure that you put that information in, because you do not want to get bad reviews that they did call you and you were not open, or they came by your shop and you weren't open. If you are an air conditioning company or a plumbing company that specializes in emergency repairs or 24-hour service, make sure that you put that into the information. We had a client that was a plumber that did 24-hour service, and they did just that. And when the Hilton Hotel in their specific city called up, they were available. They came and fixed the problem with the Hilton Hotel, and now they're their preferred plumber. Last summer, they redid all of their fixtures in the Hilton Hotel, which was, a 6-figure job, because they came out for one emergency service at 3 o'clock in the morning. So make sure that you do specify your hours as much as possible. Next secret, okay, is, let's say, pictures. It's very important, if Google gives you the opportunity to put something in a Google map listing, that you maximize your exposure on the map listing. If they offer you the opportunity to put in 10 pictures, put in 10 pictures. It doesn't matter if you have your smartphone, you take a picture of some of the work that you've done, you go outside and you take a picture of your air conditioner, put those on Google, because when they go in to extract this information, they want to see that you're maximizing every effort to exploit what they're offering for you. So put the pictures in. Once again, if Google gives you opportunity to put in pictures, do as many as you possibly can. Next, moving on to video, Google offers you the opportunity to put in 0 to 5 videos. If you have videos, put them in. If you don't, call SEP Connect. With every one of our service comes with a free video. But why is video important? Google loves video. You don't go out and spend $1 billion purchasing YouTube unless you're going to put some emphasis on video. If Google sees that you're using video, they see that you're using YouTube, which is their company, they like that. Maximize the exposure, exploit all of these secrets as much as possible, and make sure that you're using them to your advantage. Because one thing's for certain, your competition is. Additional details that you can put in are important if you are specific to a certain product. For example, if you have an air conditioning service company and you specialize in Carrier, that's what you want to put in here. If you are a radio, you install car radios, and you Alpine radios are what you do, put in Alpine radios. Put these in for specific details. Emergency response, Carrier air conditioning units. If you do refrigerator, Kenmore, whatever specific titles that you possibly can put in, put them in. Once again, it's an opportunity for you to put in more keywords. So, for example, if somebody's train air conditioning unit goes down, they go out and see it's a train, they could go in and Google train air conditioning repair person. If you put that in, guess what? You're going to more than likely come up before your competition. Another little secret that we want to share with you today. Maximize as many parts of the Google Map placement pages as you possibly can. Once you hit submit, it's very simple. Google will send you out a postcard within 2 to 3 weeks. We've seen turnaround times as fast as 5 days. Also, they might give you a phone call if you've already claimed your listing in the past. Now, once you finish this and you get the 5-digit code, you pretty much go back in and you plug in the 5-digit optimization code. The postcard will look exactly like this. If you see that there is something wrong with the address, go back to the pages and fill it out. It is very important also knowing that you can go in at any time and make changes to your listings or to your Google Map pages. Do it right the first time. Maximize the amount of exposure on that page that you possibly can. Put in the pictures before you submit it. Make sure that the keywords are rich and friendly before you put those in. Reason being is once Google comes in, they get that first shot of how good of a job you did on your map page. When they've seen that you've done a great job, secret, they're going to give you, certain amount of exposure right then and there. If you go in and change at a later date, it's just more time that you're going to wait for Google to like you. So once you've gone in, that's where the edit button is. Once you've gone in and you've claimed your 5-digit code that Google sends you, you enter your PIN right here, you hit go. Once you start getting exposure on the front page of Google, at any time you can log in and start looking at what happened. What happened today for my company? How did Google Maps help me today? And Google shows this in the form of impressions and in the form of actions. What an impression is if somebody types in your keyword plumber, you come up on the front page of Google and they don't click on you, that is an impression. An action is if they do an action on your page. They look for driving directions. They look for your phone number. They click on your page to gain more information. This is one of our clients. It's a tutor. As you can see, English tutor, they had 12 impressions that came up for that keyword. They had 13 clicks for driving directions. They're showing you where the driving directions came from as well. So it gives you a ton of information up here that a lot of companies use to show you what they're doing for you. Now you're able to do this yourself and edit your information at any time. So that is a few of the tricks and secrets that are associated with Google Maps. If you have any questions, of course, we can answer any questions that you might have about Google Maps or about exposure on the Internet. I believe this webinar will be available in the slide presentation for you to go back and see these secrets so you can start testing out your Google Maps, claiming your Google Maps as well. And a little bit more about SEP Connect, what we do, once again, is organic placement on the front page of Google. As you can see, this one for a hair salon in El Dorado Hills, California, go ahead and Google it yourself. You'll see that one of our proprietary platforms come up, Directory BD Local, and you'll see that hair salon comes up in El Dorado Hills with the client's phone number and a little snippet about the client. You'll see that it does come up above the Google Maps. You'll see that this does give a lot of exposure and a lot of information right there. We can help this with your business. It's financially guaranteed. We allow you to pick 15 to 20 key terms, and we build all of this and prove out our model before we take a dime from you. And if you do have any questions about what we've gone through today about Google Maps, if you have any questions about SEP Connect and how we can promote your business and get you on the front page of Google to up to 15 to 20 key terms, please at any time feel free for a free consultation. If this is not a pressure situation, it's just more of a consultative approach that we take. Peter Eels is available from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Here's his information once again. Do want to thank Log My Calls for the opportunity for this presentation. I hope that you found it informative, and if you're not on the internet right now and you're not on the front page of Google, and you're not going to go through SEP Connect, go in and claim your own Google Map listing right now and start getting exposure so you're taking advantage of the 70% of people looking for your service that your competitors are already taking advantage of. Thanks, McKay.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That was good information. I like the walkthrough. Let's go with a couple of announcements, and then we're going to get into some questions. So we've got 5 or 6 really good questions already. If you have them, ask them right now, and we'll ask Daniel these questions now. Reminder about our webinar next week, specific SEO strategies for small businesses. So make sure you attend that. And then also, I do want to, again, make you aware of the free trial of Log My Calls that we're offering. So please go on and sign up for that, risk-free for 30 days. Test it out, see if it works for you. Now, let's get into some of the questions. So we have some really good questions here. Eric asked, don't you have problems if your business name in the Maps area of Google, and Google Places, if it's different there, if your business name is slightly different perhaps than it is with organizations like the Chamber or with other local listings? Does it matter if your business name is exactly the same everywhere? Does that affect Google's ability to place you?
No, it won't. Google likes to see a cohesive name, of course, throughout all of their different platforms. If your name is Forest Air and you put Forest Air Conditioning, it pretty much makes sense. If your company's name is Forest and you start putting in unrelevant information, like if you're an air conditioning repair company and you start putting in plumbing and other search terms or other industries that are not relevant to your company, then they might not they might frown upon that.
Okay, that's good information. Brian asked, does not showing your address hurt you as compared to other businesses that do show theirs? Go ahead.
Not at all. Based on all of our research and everything that we've read, it does not have any effect. Google made this change about 6 months to a year ago, where they started offering that opportunity to hide your business address. And it really was for what the Google Maps were originally set up for. It was the small business owner and the local business owner to get exposure without having to pay a pricey SEO fee and get exposure on the front page of Google. And so with them doing that, it just showed the commitment to the local business owner. And no, it has no effect whatsoever.
Another question, how does this all play into Google Plus and setting up a local page on Google Plus? Is that a different avenue, or is it, or what are the overlaps there, basically, is the question?
Yeah, this was a wake up, something that we woke up to about 8 months ago, where all of a sudden Google Places and Google Maps, being two different entities but the same exact thing, became one, and they actually became Google Plus. And we woke up and Google had done that. We really didn't see that coming, and it happens on the fly. Now, once you create a Google Places page, Google automatically creates a Google Plus page. We didn't have enough time to get into how to maximize the exposure of your Google Plus pages. There are a lot of other cool features that you can use and a lot more information that you can put in on the Google Plus page in the form of content, keywords, pictures, etc. So if you do have questions on the best way to maximize your exposure on Google Plus, please feel free to call Peter on that question as well.
And then the other question that's a follow-up to that, that's a really good follow-up, I think, is, so you mentioned that if you create a Google Places page, Google Plus page is automatically created. Is the inverse also true, Daniel? If you create a Google Plus local hub, a page, does it also create a Google Places and Maps page for you as well?
Yeah, a great question. It does prompt you to go to your Google Places page once you've created a Google Plus page, and it prompts you to fill out the necessary information and claim your listing.
And then we have a really good question from Greg. He says, do you think, and this is going to be sort of a subjective answer, I suppose, but he says, do you think that directory listings like yellowpages.com, super pages, some of those, do you think they're worth the investment? And what factors would make it, are there certain industries or specific types of companies that are good fits for that sort of directory listing versus others that may not be?
Yeah, I never want to put down anybody that's trying to maximize their exposure on the internet. Do I think that there are better ways to place your marketing dollar? Yes, I do. And some of those ways are very simple. When you think of the Yellow Pages or a Dexnose or a company like that, what you're doing is you're paying ultimately to get found on the front page of Google. People don't Dexnose stuff or Yellow Page stuff, they Google it. So they've made a huge optimization stride to get yellowpages.com on the front page of Google when somebody is looking for a local plumber. So they've done a great job of maximizing their optimization exposure on the front page of Google. But once you do that and you pay that $200, $500, $600, $1,000 a month fee, and you're placed on the front page of Google through Yellow Pages, what happens is you're in a directory. And when somebody clicks on it, you might be the top listing, but all your competitors are also on the front page of Google as well. Now, a company like us with SEP Connect, we have a guaranteed way to get on the front page of Google, and we will only exclusively work with one industry per city. So imagine the Yellow Pages now, if you were to be able to call the Yellow Pages and say, I'm a plumber, and I want to advertise in Dallas, Texas, and I want to be the only person that shows up on the front page of Google when you click on the Yellow Page listing, they would laugh you out the door or charge you $100,000 to do so. That's essentially what SEP Connect does, is take all your information, and unlike a directory listing, we exclusively build pages for you to ensure that you get on the front page of Google, one customer per industry per city. So you're a plumber, Dallas, Texas, we will not work with your competition like the Yellow Pages will.
That's good to know. That's good information. And to back up what you said, I think about the various listings. I mean, our data in terms of calls generated shows that it, as you said, I mean, if you're on the front page for some of those directories, your competitors are also on the front page, and so you're not going to generate the number of calls you otherwise would, and you're not going to generate the number of clicks you otherwise would if it were your business alone appearing on the front page. So I would agree. The data that we pull backs up what you're saying as well.
Great.
In terms of this webinar being available, Daniel mentioned this. The video will be available. It'll be on logmycalls.com, and I believe, Daniel, you guys will be making it available as well. We've already published the presentation to slideshare.net/logmycalls, so you can actually view the presentation now, the slides. And this was actually some of the presentations, some of the webinars we've had. If you just look at the slide, you can't really tell what's going on. This one, because it was such a walkthrough, I think the slides would be very useful in and of themselves. So With that, I just want to see, oh, here's one more question. Let's take this one. Let's see. We have the question from Ed. He says, how do you deal with the lack of response from Google regarding all the problems they've had? Because there have been some pretty well-publicized problems from Google in terms of their local pages, the reviews, the verifications, things like that. Is there a way to deal with that, or are you kind of at the mercy of Google on a lot of that stuff?
Yeah, you are at the mercy of Google, so to speak, at times, and you have to play by their rules. With a major corporation like them, you will run into problems. One of the biggest problems we've seen within the Google map is people losing their reviews. You know, having 100 reviews about your company, and then all of a sudden Google drops them for one reason or another without rhyme or reason to it. And it hurts. It hurts your business. It hurts your ranking. So there's really no way to combat that besides having a file share and saving that information and making sure that you put that back on. And once again, outside of Google Maps, with a company like ours, the Google or the reviews not only happen within the pages that we create for our clients, but they are totally interactive with the social media pieces as well, Google Plus or Facebook. Somebody comes in and leaves a positive review about your company, it through the widgets that we've created on our pages, it automatically populates to your Facebook page for all of your friends to see. So it's a very relevant social media piece that we've taken to the next level. But to answer the question, a lot of these things that are very frustrating with Google, we're definitely at their mercy. We've seen a lot of algorithm change that have happened within the past year. A lot of SEO companies that were really into link farming or backlinking definitely took a hit, and companies like us that were very content friendly and content relevant definitely got us supercharged and a ton more exposure on the front page of Google because we've done it the content way.
Awesome. Daniel, thank you for your time today. We appreciate it. There are a couple of other questions. I'm going to have you, I'm going to email those to you directly, Daniel, so you can address them individually, and to Peter as well.
Yeah.
So if you do have any other questions, yeah, go ahead.
One more thing, I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah, go ahead.
And one thing with our service when we do our organic placement pages, if our clients haven't claimed their listings, their map listings, we build them for free for our clients. So we do the entire map optimization, which other companies are charging hundreds upon hundreds of dollars a month to do. We edit, we optimize, and we build them for free for all of our clients as well.
That's great. Well, we appreciate the information today, Daniel. It was really good. It was really informative. We're getting really good feedback coming in right now, and so we appreciate that, and we appreciate your time. I know it takes some time to create presentations like this, so I appreciate you guys doing it and working with us on it. So with that, we want to conclude. Thanks again, Daniel, and thanks for the presentation, and thanks for your attendance today, everybody. We appreciate it. We have these webinars every Thursday, and we try to have useful information. So please sign up on our website, logmycalls.com. And everyone, have a wonderful day and have a wonderful rest of the week. With that, we'll conclude. Thanks again, Daniel.
Thank you, McKay. Hello?